I am Mama Ducks, Baby Duck, Mr. No Ducks himself, quack, quack. Oba Femi did not use his King of the Ring to go for a WWE Championship title, man. Let's talk about it. Man, look, everybody know Oba Femi is the men's King of the Ring winner. The ruler is now King of the Ring, and he comes to rule his kingdom. Now, I told y'all a couple of videos back, Randy Orton is my favorite wrestler, but Randy Orton is on his way out. And Oba Femi, he's on my radar, and I think this is about to be my new wrestling favorite. But what is this dude doing, man? He win the King of the Ring. The person that win the King of the Ring gets a title match, and it's supposed to be at SummerSlam. But all of a sudden, he don't want to take his match at SummerSlam. He want to fight Brock Lesnar, and I'm gonna tell you why. But give me a second. Oba Femi didn't even have to be in the King of the Ring tournament if that's the case. You know, we thought, as y'all can see in our review show, that we thought that Oba Femi was gonna go in the King of the Ring, probably make it to the final stage, but then Brock was gonna somehow cost him the match, and then he would be so upset that he would challenge Brock, or Brock would challenge him, or naturally, then they could have their rubber match at SummerSlam. That's what we thought was going to happen. We've been saying it for weeks. You can go check the videos and the shows that we were playing back. But they didn't do that. They let Oba win. Now, Oba wins the match, and then again, like I said earlier, man, he literally says that he still get the title shot. I didn't even know you could postpone the title shot like that. I was talking about it when he came out Monday and was even saying it. I'm like, can you even do that? But I guess obviously you can. So instead of him having a title match against against Roman Reigns or Sami Zayn, in which, congratulations, Sami Zayn on his first WWE title, the major title. He's the undisputed. He's the WWE champion. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. Shout out to him. But he didn't take the match against neither one of them, of course, at this moment. But Roman is going to fight Seth Rollins. They announced that on Raw. If you saw Raw, then you already know. Sami Zayn, we still waiting on this Friday to see how the triple threat match is going to play out. A lot of people thinking that Gunther is going to have him some kind of storyline with Nick Aldis, because Nick Aldis has been at the Performance Center training, from what we heard for the past few months. So maybe him and Cody is about to run it back. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll talk about that at a later date. But what happened was Raw opened up. Oba Femi come down to the ring. He say all the nostalgia stuff, about him being the ruler, and now he a king, and he have a kingdom to rule over, and all that good stuff. All of a sudden, Brock music hit. Now y'all know when I heard that beginning, I told y'all way long ago, man. Anytime that music hit, I'm lit. I'm jumping out of my seat. I don't care when, where it hit at, especially when it's a surprise, because since Oba did win the King of the Ring, we thinking that he gonna choose, one of the champions to go up against, and then maybe Brock will cost him that match, and then they could have a blow-off match or whatever. But again, that ain't what happened. Brock come down to the ring. He circles the ring. He tell Oba to chill. He ain't there for all the drama, all the beef. You know what I'm saying? He good. He get in the ring with Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman hands Brock the mic. Brock let it be known that he ain't that good at cutting promos. You know what I'm saying? So he kicked Oba Femi in the man parts. And after he kicked him in the man parts, he picked him up and hit him with the F5. He said, forget this stuff. He got out the ring. Him and Paul, they started laughing. They on their way up the ramp. Oba Femi get up off the ground while they on their way up the ramp. He grabbed the microphone and said, Brock, you got in my face and said that I was calling you names when you wasn't here these last few weeks. And one of those names was the B word. Well, look, yeah, I called you the B word behind your back, and I'm still calling you a B word to your face. So, I'll forfeit. Well, he didn't really forfeit. He just said that he'll take the him winning the King of the Ring him getting a title shot. He said, well, he'll just postpone that and just do it later on, again, which we didn't know that they could do. He said, but I want to fight you at SummerSlam. And Brock was like, cool, cool, cool. I'll fight you at SummerSlam, but I got a stipulation, though. This ain't going to be no regular match, man. We're going to have to fight inside Hell in a Cell, as in what you see on the screen. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm lit for it. I want to see it. I love Brock. Definitely getting way, way, way into Oba to the point where he's probably going to become my favorite wrestler. So them two going head up, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I just don't like the way they did it, and I don't understand why they did it that way. Because if Seth Rollins was going to end up fighting Roman Reigns, then why not put Seth Rollins inside the King of the Ring tournament and just let him win it? He could have been on one side of the bracket. Braun Breaker could have been on the other side of the bracket. Braun could have got some wins. You know, Seth could have made it all the way to the finals. Braun made it all the way to the finals, and then that could have been the blow-off match. Seth could have won, then Seth could have went on to fight Roman Reigns, and then Braun could have went to go do whatever storyline he was going to do with, it looked like Paul Heyman in the Vision and all that stuff since Paul Heyman walked away from Austin Theory on Monday Night Raw. You got to go check it out. Paul act like he didn't even know who Austin Theory was. So it looked like this Vision thing is going to get broke up and it's going to die out. So they could have used that in that way, right? But, Seth Rollins was in the King of the Ring. He lost. I think, first round, second round? I think first round he lost. So, why even do it that way? Which, again, a Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns match, ain't nobody mad about that. I mean, if you've been around long enough to see the Shield make his entrance and Seth Rollins turning on the Shield and Seth Rollins doing the heights of the century at WrestleMania coming down, cashing in when Roman and Brock was having their match in the main event, then you already know that the storyline between Seth Rollins and Roman, this can go on forever. But based off what they said on Raw, it's not gonna go on forever. This match that they finna have at SummerSlam is finna be it. Once they do whoever win, whatever match they decide to come up with, then that's it, man. We through with us. You go do your own thing. I'm gonna go do my own thing, and we don't worry about this no more. But in wrestling, nothing is ever dead. But yeah, man, that's what happened with Oba Femi, man. I don't get it. I don't get why they did it this way. Maybe because we was talking online too much. Maybe we was trying to make it be too predictable. But just because something is predictable don't take away from the excitement of it. And we are dealing with smart fans, such as myself, David, the other people in the IWC. We are smart fans. We ain't just regular fans. So if we catch it and we giving our spiel about it, then it's just us. Everybody don't listen to us. You get what I'm saying? But I don't know why they decided to make it go this way. I'm still lit for Oba versus Brock. I am lit for Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins. And on one of the shows I did last week, I was telling y'all, I was playing Paul Heyman and what Paul Heyman was saying on Chris Blanvitt's show. And he was letting it be known to us that they got certain stuff just in their pocket, And one of them was Roman and Seth. They were saying that he was saying that they could pull the trigger this year, they could pull it next year, they could pull it even in 2028. That's how prestigious that match is. He brought up Oba, he brought up Trick Williams, he brought up Javon Evans, and he brought up some future matches that he said these matches are definitely happening. But he was pretty much just saying, where do they place these matches? How do they place them? When do they do them? Where do they do them? And stuff like that. And the Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns match was one of them. I mean, to me, something like that should be WrestleMania worthy, but I do understand that SummerSlam is the WrestleMania of the summer. You know what I'm saying? That's the second biggest pay-per-view outside of WrestleMania, in which my favorite pay-per-view was the Royal Rumble. Everybody already know. But what's big is what's big, and the way that they decide to do it. So, yeah, man, that's what happened, man. I ain't disappointed. I'm just kind of confused a little bit. Well, I ain't even say confused. I'm a little irritated by the way that they decided to do it, because it was so many options on the table, so many storylines that they could have put together if they would have did it a different way. And I do understand that Seth Rollins, they're trying to keep him relevant because he was supposed to be on top this year. Him and the Vision and all that stuff that they was doing, all the time that they was putting into that storyline is supposed to still be going on, and it's we should be on the other side of his fallout while it's diminishing, kind of like the Judgment Day and what's going on with them. But since everybody got hurt, in which I've never seen such a cursed group in WWE outside of the vision for every last person in the group to be in the hospital and seemingly almost at the same exact time. That is crazy. That's wild. But it did happen. And I understand that they had big plans for Seth and they still wanted to make him feel like that he's a valuable person. And hey, since everything went awry, again, I don't see nothing wrong with them giving him Roman Reigns, but the way they did it, yeah, they could have did a little better in that. And y'all know I'm not one to try to complain, man. And Oba Femi winning the King of the Ring, giving up his postponing his title shot so he can fight Brock Lesnar. They could have did that better too, man. But they didn't. But that's what happened. Yo, I am Mama Ducks, Baby Duck, Mr. No Ducks himself, quack quack. But watch this though.